Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got a really exciting project. It is full of color and going to make such a big impact. We are planting up probably about 100, I didn't really count actually, might even be more than that, proven winners annuals and perennials, and then a few non-branded annuals. And I am so excited for this project. I have been wanting to kind of just block out the entire front yard with just like a boom of color this year, since we're kind of in the planning stages for what we want to do in terms of the actual full landscape plan. I have some ideas. I have a pretty solid idea of what I want to do and what we want to do here for this space, but we're kind of just wanting to do something really just a full riot of color this year, and then starting maybe in the fall or next spring, then really going full bore with the actual landscape plans. So let me tell you about what we're doing. So we are going to be planting up, like I said, a bunch of proven winners annuals. We're going to be planting up Supertunias, Superbenas. We're going to be planting up some foxglove and delphinium, all sorts of beautiful, beautiful things. And here are the tags. So let's go through each of them and then let's get planting. All right, so let's talk the plants that we are planting. Our first plant is the Superbena Whiteout, and it grows 6 to 12 inches tall, and it says the spacing is about 14 inches. But I have seen these grow in other people's gardens upwards of like 24 inches wide. So I'm thinking that it's probably going to get that big, or I'm hoping that it's going to get that big in the garden as well. So that is how we're going to space them. So yeah, there's that one. Then our second Superbena is Superbena Cobalt, and it is this really pretty like bluey purpley color, and it's just gonna be beautiful. It also grows 6 to 12 inches tall and has a spacing on the tag of 14 inches as well. Again, I've seen these grow absolutely massive. In fact, I have grown multiple proven winners, Superbenas, including Stormburst and Sparkling Amethyst and Sparkling Rose, and all of them have at least gotten to 24 inches wide. So I'm banking on that for the Superbenas. Next up, we have two Vista Supertunias. And the two Vista Supertunias that we are planting up are the Supertunia Vista Snowdrift and Supertunia Vista Jazzberry. And both of these get about 12 to 24 inches tall, and the spacing on these is between 18 to 32 inches. And we're gonna space these roughly in the 24-inch spacing mark. That way they kind of grow over the top of each other and intermingle, and they're gonna be planted really close to the Superbena as well. That way all of it kind of intermingles, at least that's what I'm hoping happens in my head. Intermingles, and you get this just mass of purpley blue, bright pink, white, and it'll look really, really beautiful. So those are our two Supertunias. Next, for our last quote unquote annual, but again, here for us, these are all of what I just mentioned, and this plant is a temperennial. And so that plant is the Rockin' Playin' the Blues Salvia. And as a avid gardener watching so many YouTube channels, you have probably seen this over and over and over in a lot of people's gardens. And I'm so excited that I got my hands on some this year, because I have used the Rockin' blue suede shoes before. In fact, I've planted a whole bunch of that at my grandma's house for her for Mother's Day last year, and they are huge. They're every bit of 2 feet tall and wide, and she's obsessed with them, loves them. They're fantastic. So highly recommend that. I've also done the, I can't remember the name of it, but the purple one in that lineup. and there is a Playin, and there's a Rockin fuchsia. It's Rockin purple and Rockin fuchsia. So I've done Rockin purple and Rockin fuchsia before of those salvias, and those are also amazing. So highly, highly recommend any of those plants. So this one, it grows 24 to 48 inches tall, and it says the minimum spacing on this again is 14 to 18 inches wide. Again, I've seen this in other people's gardens, and just based upon the Rockin blue suede shoes that is over at my grandma's house, I'm expecting it to get at least 2 feet wide. So that is that one. And then our last Proven Winners plant is a perennial, and it is one that I have wanted for a while. And we picked this up on our Oregon trip when we were at the Little Red Farm Nursery. We picked up 3 of these. It is the Amazing Daisies Banana Cream 2. And it is just this beautiful ombre, yellowy, white Shasta daisy. It gets 20 to 24 inches tall, and it says spacing on this is 20 to 22 inches. And so we're just going to kind of dot all of these things through the yard. I will show you how I'm setting it all up. We're going to do it on both sides of the front yard. We only have 3 of these, so all 3 of these are going to go on the left side. The same with the salvias. We have 5 of those. They're all going to go on the left side as well. But the Supertunias and the Superbenas are going to be intermixed on both sides so that we have that continuity. And then lastly, for plants that we're going to put in the ground in the front yard, we are going to do a mixture of purple and peach Dalmatian foxglove, and then I think it's called the Magic Fountains Mix delphiniums. And so we're just going to dot that throughout as well. So it's just going to be this beautiful mix of white and peach and pink and purple and blue, and I'm so excited for it. It's going to look very cottagey and just hopefully this like big burst of color. Ultimately, we are also going to be putting in some irises in this both beds. We have some that we purchased last year from Shriners, and then we also have some that were my great-grandmother's that are a purpley color, and so we're going to intersperse some of those into this bed and hopefully give a similar look to like what you saw in the Shriners video. If you haven't seen that, I will link it down below. You don't want to miss out on that video. It's just beautiful and definitely will give you some inspiration and make you want some irises in your yard. The other thing that we're going to be putting up here are a couple of varieties of artichoke and intermixing edibles. And then really just if there's other space that we can fill in with, I don't know, anything pretty that we find, lupins or whatever, we'll put that in. And what else? Oh, when we went to Swan Island, dahlias, which again, I'll link that video down below if you haven't seen that. We picked up 15 dahlia varieties, and some of those are going to be going in the front yard as well as the backyard. So we'll intersperse those after we get them kind of started in pots. But that's the plan. So now that you know the plan, let's get everything kind of set out and get it planted, and then we'll show you what it looks like.
update for you on our walkway planter. The super bells are filling in and looking really beautiful, as are the Angelonia.
So that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of these beautiful annuals and perennials go into the ground. I cannot wait to see what this looks like in 3 or 4 weeks. It is going to be so pretty and really fill in, and I just can't wait for the rest of this whole summer to just see all of these just bloom and thrive and do their thing, because it is going to be just so, so beautiful. So as always, I hope that this brought you some inspiration for your gardens. Hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you guys next time. See you later. Bye.